On today's episode of Does This Make Me More or Less Depressed, we're going to be doing the tongue scraper. My friend told me he started tongue scraping. I said, excuse me, and now I'm curious about it myself. I've seen tongue scrapers for sale, but I just never thought about it for myself. So here we go. We're going to do the history of it, then we're going to try it out and determine, does it make me more or less depressed? Is it something I'm going to stick with and that I could, in all honesty, recommend? I Googled history of the tongue scraper, but I spelled tongue wrong, so I got the history of the young scraper, but the history of the tongue scraper, which is tongue, T-O-N-G-U-E. Anyway, tongue scraping has a rich history, dating back thousands of years, blah, blah, blah. It was used in ancient India, which views the tongue as a mirror of the body's health. Interesting, that's why if you ever get acupuncture, they ask you to stick out your tongue. In Roman times, a tongue scraper was an essential item in a toilet kit. How cute, they had a toilet kit. Archaeological discoveries show that ancient civilization used tools to clean their tongue more than 7,000 years ago. So that's the history of it. It's supposed to help with bad breath. Now, I already brushed my teeth, so that's not that enticing to me. It's also supposed to help with taste sensitivity. I taste things at full effect. I don't want to taste anything anymore because I feel like if I could just numb my taste buds, then it'd be so easy to eat, so healthy all the time. And if you couldn't taste anything, then I wouldn't constantly fantasize about Little Debbie Swiss rolls. I love those. That's a whole other video. My relationship with those is so complicated. I haven't had one in about 15 years because I used to, not to make it too XX, I used to tongue fuck those things. I love a Little Debbie Swiss roll. So I can't have too much more tasting going on in my mouth. So that's not enticing to me. What is enticing is this third thing. It says it removes biofilm. And that's one of those words where I'm like, am I supposed to know what that is? So what's biofilm? Biofilm. I think it's a bacteria. Basically, it's a toxin, so overnight you're detoxing, and your body's releasing these toxins. Your tongue's an organism, and it's a way to get the toxin out of the body through the tongue. And I guess the tongue scraping does it better than the toothbrush. Maybe my tongue is a freaking pigsty, but let's try this little motherfucker out. So I have it here. Oh, great, I already lost my tongue scraper. So this is making me more depressed. This is a count for depression because it's one more thing for me to lose. So we're down -1. So let's say it's the morning. I told myself, get out of bed, and then I reach for my phone, and I said, don't grab your phone, go get sunlight in your eyes to start your circadian rhythm, and then I go, ooh, my phone, and I do that battle for like 20 minutes. So I'm in here, I'm thinking, oh God, I'm about to be 40, what have I done with my life? And then I'm thinking, be grateful, and then I force myself to do some mantras. Back to front. That was kind of exhilarating. So it's not a pleasant feeling, but it's not insanely unpleasant. How far back should I go? Not that far back. I'm gonna be honest with you, less depressed. Let me tell you why. That was easy. That was quick and that was easy, and this is one of those little things where I feel like if you do it, whether it does anything or not, which let me know in the comments if you think it does. Everything does something, but nothing does everything. I think this might be a mindset thing where if you do this, it's going to set you up for a better day because it's going to be a compound effect, and it's like an easy win. You brush your teeth, you do this. I do not consider flossing an easy win. Flossing to me is a mountain. I don't know what it is. It's a final frontier in self-care that I've had such a hard time grappling with. I don't know, it symbolizes to me taking care of myself in a way that I haven't got there yet in therapy, or maybe I'm just being super lazy and justifying it. I don't know. Whatever it is, flossing for me is I just want to wrap that floss around my neck. I don't know what it is. I hate it, and I need to get over it because I got problems. That said, this was so easy. I think I'm going to say this makes me less depressed by a landslide. So even though it's one more thing I could lose, which would make me be like, damn, I'm saying this is a big keeper because it's an easy win in the morning, and anything we can do in the morning to set ourselves up for a little bit more compassion for the day, I think is a big win. So I'm going out on a limb here. I'm saying the tongue scraper is like, I don't know, this is a 9 out of 10.